What does an ancient Hebrew festival and mysterious cryptic message, crescent moons, end-time trumpet blasts, and the rapture of the church have in common? Are we near the end? What does the Bible have to say about it? 1 Corinthians 15:51 and 52 says, "Behold, I tell you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trumpet, for the trumpet will sound, and the dead will be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed." The Feast of Trumpets, known in Hebrew as Yom Teruah, or the Day of the Trumpet Blast, is one of the 7 feasts of the Lord, God's commanded holy days, also known as Sabbaths. It is also referred to as Rosh Hashanah. Of the 7 feasts of the Lord, or Moedim in Hebrew, this is the only one that doesn't have an exact starting time. This divine appointed holy day begins only when 2 witnesses see the edge of the moon and report their sighting. This requirement introduces a possible time variation. Jesus fulfilled the first 4 feasts, known as the spring feasts, during his first coming, and he will fulfill the final 3 feasts, known as the fall feasts, during his second coming, beginning with the rapture of the church. The Jews celebrate this festival on what is supposed to be the first day of the 7th month, Tishri. This is referenced in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verses 23 through 25. Because the Feast of Trumpets begins on the first day of the month, which is completely dependent on when the first sliver of the moon is recorded, one never knows when Yom Teruah will actually begin. This 2-day festival became commonly known as the Day No One Knows. Over the centuries, as the church became more and more disconnected with its Jewish origins, this Jewish idiom's true cultural and historical meaning was buried beneath centuries of change, and a literal interpretation of the words replaced it. The Feast of Trumpets and the Day No One Knows are directly referred to by Jesus. In the book of Matthew chapter 24, verses 36 through 44, Jesus declares to his disciples, "But of that day and hour no one knows, not even the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so also will the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered the ark, and did not know until the flood came and took them all away. So also will the coming of the Son of Man be. Then 2 men will be in the field, one will be taken and the other left. 2 women will be grinding at the mill, one will be taken and the other left. Watch therefore, for you do not know what hour your Lord is coming. But know this, that if the master of the house had known what hour the thief would come, he would have watched and not allowed his house to be broken into. Therefore you also be ready, for the Son of Man is coming at an hour you do not expect." The common answer given by the bridegroom during ages past to someone asking the question, "When's the wedding date?" was a well-known Hebrew idiom. "I don't know. The angels don't even know. Ask my dad." Today, if depression over the length of time taking to build a new home and furnish it to his father's expectations had set in, the bridegroom might very well reply with one of today's favorite idioms, "When the time is right." By using the expression, "You do not know the day or the hour," Jesus may have simply been using a common wedding idiom to answer his disciples' questions about the sign of his coming and of the end of the age. In short, he merely answered, "It will be revealed when it is the appropriate time to do so." This is in accordance with a similar question asked by Daniel. The answer given to Daniel was, "Keep these words secret and seal up the book until the time of the end." Daniel chapter 12, verses 1 through 4, which says, "At that time Michael shall stand up, the great prince who stands watch over the sons of your people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that time. And at that time your people shall be delivered, everyone who is found written in the book. And many of those who sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, some to shame and everlasting contempt. Those who are wise shall shine like the brightness of the firmament, and those who turn many to righteousness like the stars forever and ever. But you, Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book until the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall increase. Yom HaKesi. This is the Hebrew name for the hidden day, also known as the day of hiding and the day of concealment. Psalm chapter 81 verse 3 declares, "Blow the trumpet at the new moon, at the concealed time, on our feast day." The day of hiding can be interpreted several different ways. First of all, it references the day when the moon is just coming out of hiding. In other words, a day of a concealed moon. Secondly, Satan has not been given notice about the arrival of Yom Teruah, known as the Day of Judgment. A hidden day because it was hidden from Satan, the adversary, in the same manner that the resurrection of Jesus on the third day was hidden from his knowledge. By using the expression, "you do not know the day or the hour," Jesus may have been referencing both the Feast of Trumpets and the hidden day. The Apostle Paul, writing to the church in Thessalonica, reminded them that they already knew the times and seasons. He says in 1 Thessalonians 5, beginning in verse 1, "But concerning the times and the seasons, brethren, you have no need that I should write to you, for you yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so comes as a thief in the night. For when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes upon them, as labor pains upon a pregnant woman, and they shall not escape. But you, brethren, are not in darkness, so that this day should overtake you as a thief. You are all sons of light and sons of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness." Paul emphasized to these believers 3 points. Number 1, you know the times and seasons. These believers, both Jewish converts and God-fearing Gentiles of the early church, understood the connection between God's appointed holy days and the return of the Lord. Today, as the fall feasts of the Lord are about to be upon us, and the trumpets begin sounding during the Feast of Trumpets, you, my friend, should understand the significance of the trumpets and the final blast of the last trumpet. The Feast of Trumpets is a call to wake up and take a spiritual inventory of our lives. It's a proverbial spiritual alarm clock, an annual reminder from heaven that Jesus, the bridegroom, is coming for his bride. Number 2, you are not to be taken by surprise. According to ancient Hebrew tradition, which Jesus often referred, an unprepared or unfaithful bride, caught by surprise by the bridegroom returning at an undisclosed time, could be left behind. The bridegroom had gone to prepare their home at his father's house, only to discover upon returning that his betrothed had been unprepared, or even worse, unfaithful. She could even be brought before judgment in the community for her poor behavior. This was the historical context for the early church believers on how to be prepared for the long-awaited appointment with the bridegroom. Feast of Trumpets signals for us to be alert, ready, and engaged, looking for our bridegroom, Jesus the Messiah. Number 3, you are distinctly different. Paul reminds the believers, the betrothed to Christ, that they are not like everyone else around them. He clearly differentiates the believers from the world in verse 4 and 5 by saying, "But you, brethren, are not in darkness, so that this day should overtake you as a thief. You are all sons of light and sons of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness." Are you rapture ready? Jesus is coming soon. May we all be ready and waiting expectantly. Behold, I tell you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trumpet. For the trumpet will sound, and the dead will be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. Are you ready? The final trumpet is near. We shall see Jesus face to face.